Hello, I'm Sophie Caldwell, and today I'll be teaching you how to graph cosine and sine parent graphs with the unit circle. Today we'll begin with sine. To start off graphing sine, you'll need to be using all of the pi over 2 family values. The pi over 2 values are 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. The sine graph starts off on 0 on the x and the y axis. So we will put a point right there. Then the sine graph goes up 1 on the pi over 2, down 1, pi, down another one, 3 pi over 2, up 1. Now we connect all the points on the graph. Make sure to put little arrow points on the end of the graph because this graph goes on forever. Now to move on to the domain, range, period, and amplitude. The domain is all of the x values, so basically how far the function goes this way and how far the function goes this way. Since this graph is continuous and goes on forever, the domain is all real numbers. Moving on to range. Range is the y-axis, so basically how far it goes up and how far it goes down. Since this graph is vertical, it only goes up to 1 and -1. So we will write the range as 1, -1. Make sure to put brackets because right here is closed. It does not go up any further. The period of a sine graph is basically how long it takes to repeat itself. So as you see, right here and right here, they're at the same spot and it's going up. So from right here to all the way to right here, that is 1 period. So how much is that? 2 pi. So that's what our period is. Next is how to find the amplitude of a sine graph. So basically the amplitude is how high it goes up and how high it goes down from the x-axis. So as you can see, 1 unit up, 1 unit down. So the amplitude is 1. That was how to graph a sine parent graph. Next, I will be showing you how to graph a cosine parent function with the unit circle. So once again, we will be using all of the pi over 2 family values, which are 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. Graphing cosine is basically the same as graphing sine, but there are a few small differences. For example, how the sine started at 0, the cosine starts at 1. Then it goes down. Then you connect the lines. Once again, make sure to put arrow marks on the end of the lines because they are continuous. Once again, this is a continuous graph. So, as you notice, the sine and the cosine graph look very similar. It's just they're shifted, kind of. So, the domain and range and period and amplitude will all be similar. So, domain, once again, all real numbers. Range is 1, -1. Make sure to put it in brackets. Period is 2 pi. The amplitude is 1 once again. That is how to graph a cosine parent graph using the unit circle. Thank you so much for watching my video on how to graph sine and cosine parent functions with the unit circle.